Hello viewers, welcome to Joy's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you a very simple and quick recipe. This is a buckwheat recipe. I wanted to show you for a long time how I cook buckwheat, because buckwheat is one of the grain which is very healthy for your body. And I can tell you one thing, you can eat this buckwheat 5 times a day without feeling guilty. And the first thing is, if you are afraid to eat rice, because rice is actually quite fattening and it makes you heavy, buckwheat is the best option for you. This is a grain which came from the same family of quinoa or barley, so you can just eat it whenever you like and whatever you like, and it is very good with any kind of curries or chickens or sausages, or just on its own. So here you go, check the recipe. I actually added a picture just to let you know that how good this buckwheat is for your body. So you can check this picture. Actually, this is really good for your body. So to cook this recipe, I actually took 1.5 cup of buckwheat. Just to show you, there is two kinds of buckwheat you can find in the shop. One is roasted buckwheat, which is the red one, and there is another one which is actually not roasted, which is the white one. Today I'm gonna cook actually the roasted one, because the roasted one usually people use more. And I also like the roasted one more actually, because it's kind of like a toasty flavor in it, and this is really good and easy to cook at the same time. You can use actually unroasted one as well, and that one actually quite good for salad. If you want to make like a buckwheat salad and you want to add lots of cucumber and tomatoes, then white one, I'll prefer white one for it, but I usually use the red one more. So as you can see, the white one is quite like greenish and whitish. That means it's not roasted, it's just dried, normal natural dried one. But of course I'm gonna use the red one, and that's the one I use more. You can find them easily in any kind of Polish shop or Romanian shop or any kind of Russian shop, or even in any kind of super shop as well. It's quite easy nowadays to find it. So yeah, that's the one I'm gonna use today, and I took 1.5 cup here. It's exactly kind of like the way we cook rice with water, boiling water. This is the same way I'm gonna follow, but it needs a little bit of spice or salt and pepper in it. Yeah, that's it actually. It's really good, as I said, for your body. So I took around 1.5 teaspoon of salt here, just normal salt. Salt is taste wise. And I took around 1.5 teaspoon of black pepper. I like quite a lot of black pepper in my buckwheat, because that gives it like a really nice and tasty flavor. So yeah, I use quite a lot of black pepper. I took around half handful of chopped parsley here. You can add a coriander leaf or any other herbs actually. And I took around half handful of yellow bell pepper here. It's up to you. This is actually kind of give it a really nice peppery smell in the buckwheat, and trust me, if you use it, you're gonna love it. And around 1 tablespoon of olive oil, just plain normal olive oil, but you can add extra virgin olive oil as well. So these are quite simple ingredients I need to cook my buckwheat. So in a cooking pot, I'm gonna take around 1 tablespoon of olive oil here. As I said, you can use extra virgin olive oil as well, but I'm using just normal plain olive oil here. You need a little bit of oil in to cook buckwheat actually, because that's gonna separate all the grains from each other. If you don't use oil, usually they just stuck together, and because they are quite sticky at the same time, so oil gonna help to separate them. So my oil is quite hot now. Now I'm gonna add my bell pepper in it. As I said before, this bell pepper, if I fry this bell pepper, that's gonna give you a really peppery flavor in my buckwheat, and trust me, that's really good with the smell of the buckwheat. So that's why I'm actually frying my bell pepper first. It's gonna take around 1.5 minutes, I think, not more than that, because they are quite soft vegetable. You can add actually a lot of vegetable. You can add asparagus, anything you like. So my bell peppers are fried now. After 1.5 minutes, you can see As I said, you can add any kind of vegetable. You can add peas, sweet corn, asparagus, or courgette, anything you like. But I quite like the simple one. Now I'm gonna add my buckwheat in it, and I'm gonna fry them for 2 minutes with oil and pepper. Just not using any water at this moment. Just fry it with oil and pepper. This is a very simple recipe, but it tastes so good. And if you like rice and you can't eat it because you are afraid to get fat, that's the thing you should try. I eat actually 2-3 times every day, and it's really good. And if you have constipation, that also actually clear your constipation problem as well. And now I'm adding my black pepper powder in it. You can actually add less black pepper powder if you can't take too much spice in it, but I quite like black pepper. And I'm adding my salt at the same time, and I'm gonna fry them together for 2 minutes. Gonna mix them properly. So after 2 minutes of frying, you can see my buckwheats are quite roasted, and I can smell it. Actually, you can't. That is mixed up properly with the spices. Now I'm gonna add actually boiling water in it just to cook it. The measurement is, if I'm using 1.5 cup of buckwheat, I'm gonna use 2.5 cup of water here. Just double. If you are using 1 cup of buckwheat, you're gonna use 2 cup of water. So I'm using my ideas, but you can use the proper measurement cup for it. So as you can see, I'm using 2.5 cup of water here for 1.5 cup of buckwheat, and every time it comes perfect. So if you are using a cup or mug, that's it. You don't need to think too much. And it's not like rice that it's gonna be like melted in the water very easily. So if it's a little bit more, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. And now I'm gonna cover it, and I'm gonna cook it for 10 to 12 minutes, and it's enough to steam and reduce my water and everything. You're gonna see soon. So it's gonna take around 10 to 12 minutes, and I'm gonna cover it and cook it in a moderate heat, not too much fire, just moderate heat, and that's it. So after around 8 to 9 minutes, you can see all my water is soaked and it's quite done. But I'm gonna stir it, and I'm gonna cover it again for 4 to 5 minutes. It's almost done actually, just to stir it properly, that all the grain is gonna cook properly. And I'm gonna cover it for another 5 to 6 minutes, and then it's gonna be done. So here you go guys, my simple buckwheat is done. As you can see, I added some chopped parsley on top of it. You can add a little bit of dried onion, or fried onion, or even pomegranate seeds, whatever you like. And you see, it's very simple, and trust me, if you can't eat rice because you're going to be fat, that's the thing you should eat. And you can add any kind of curry in it. You can eat it with chicken curry or fish curry, or even baked fish, or anything you like, or baked sausages. It's just really good and really healthy and really tasty at the same time. So follow my recipe, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, and share my recipes with your friends, family and neighbor. Bye bye.